Okay, it's day 3?
Yeah.
Day 3. And starter has risen a lot. So it's almost doubled. It's really bubbly. And at this point, we're gonna discard half of it.
Ooh.
What does it smell like?
Just like sour.
And before you dip that in, if you get the spatula wet, so dip it in the bottle of water, the jug of water there. That'll help it not stick so much when you're discarding your half your starter. And we're
just roughly half?
Yeah, about half.
It's a lot more like stretchy.
Yeah, it's liquidier than when we started. The reason we're discarding some of the starter is just to make room for more flour and water to feed the yeast.
Okay, that's probably
good enough.
Yeah. Okay.
And now you're going to mix in a big heaping scoop of fresh flour and another splash of water, but you don't need a ton. So you can set that jar down. With the soundtrack by Isla.
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're freshening that up with a new scoop of flour.
And a bit of water.
A little splash of water, just so you can mix it.
Oh, that was probably too much.
Add a little bit more flour then. You want it to be stiff again so that we can see the rise. If it's too liquidy, it's hard to see the rise. We're going for that thick peanut butter texture again.
Okay.
That's starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's like a little stringier than the first
before?
time.
Okay.
I would say. Like when we first mixed it.
And what did it smell like when you smelled it?
Just kind of like sour flour.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I guess.
Did it smell alcohol-y at all or vinegary?
A little bit. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Is that good?
Yep.
Okay. So now what? Just.
What are you doing, Mommy?
I'm just stirring, baby.
Yeah, maybe flatten it out.
Okay.
In the bottom, you can kind of squish it down with your spatula, and that'll give us an idea of how much is in there, so we can put a new line on there with our dry erase marker. It might even be roughly the same amount as before, so we'll actually just leave that mark because I think that'll flatten out to be about the same level.
Okay, so I just close it up.
Yeah, close it up, and we're actually going to keep an eye on that throughout the day just because it might be rising a lot quicker now.
Okay.
So we might not have to wait all the way until tomorrow to feed it again.
Sounds good.
Yeah. If your starter isn't showing any activity yet, there's no bubbling or rise, then you might have shitty flour, in which case make sure you're using strong baker's flour from a bakery where they're making sourdough. That's the most important part. If you're using supermarket flour, grocery store flour, your chances are a lot lower that it's going to work. At least that's been my experience. So again, go back to the beginning and start with good flour. If you're using good flour and you're not seeing activity yet, it could be because of temperature. Lower temperatures cause slower fermentations, so in the winter you might be having a slower go of it. So give it another day and wait to see if those bubbles show up. And if they don't, then maybe add a little bit more of your fresh flour and water and wait another day. It should start to happen after that, and if it doesn't, start questioning the flour, because it just takes flour, water, and air for this to start working, and it's hard to mess up the water and the air part, so the only answer I can think of is that the flour is the problem. That's usually the problem.